Stand up and state your first name, please.
My name is Malaysia.
Hi.
Hi there. I wanted to know if any of you have looked into any of the Firefly fan films that are being created and or sponsored any of the funding campaigns.
I thought you were going to say fan fiction, and that could be a weird But what about the fan film?
I just saw that animated one.
Yeah.
The animated trailer.
Yeah.
What animated one?
Oh, Summer, you have to get on Twitter. Ron needs to get a cell phone and he needs to get on Twitter.
No, something about fans.
Yeah.
Artists put together this beautiful trailer. It doesn't have any dialogue.
It's,
It needs us. It's beautiful.
yeah.
Also, that'd be a no-brainer. The animated.
It's gonna be something.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose the thing about the animated is it doesn't matter how many years have passed, you still have the similar voice, the same voice that
The voice is the same. It's the body that's changed.
Good question. But over here.
Hi, my name is Haley. My question is, was there a prop or something that had a lot of meaning for you from the set that you kept after filming wrapped?
You mean that they stole?
Acquired.
Acquired for charitable purposes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to go first? I didn't take that much. I feel like everyone robbed the set. I didn't realize that until afterwards. I took my boots. I took Simon's boots, which were actually my boots because I came to work one day and was wearing my boots and Josh said, "Oh my God, I love those boots. Let's get those for Simon." And I just got them, so they ran to the store, bought another pair, so I'd show up in my boots and then put on my boots. Work all day. So I took those boots and I put them on, lay in bed, and cry in a fetal position. My boots. But that's really all I took, and then I donated them to charity not too long ago because
That's a very practical sort of thievery. Like shoes, if you can wear shoes.
yeah.
Any other that took place?
And stop using them.
Yeah, I know, right?
Didn't you rip off parts of the ship? Or was that Nathan? Okay, never mind. I think Alan and Nathan
I don't have the red button.
they took just ripped off the set.
Yeah.
And they were pulling you away.
Must take the catalyzer. Must have it. Rip it right out of the guts of the engine. I kept shirts and auctioned them off for charity with the help of the California Browncoats. We raised over 50 grand for charity.
Wow.
I took the scripts, the fully collated and updated scripts, and had everybody sign them. And those went for charity. Out of Gas went for like $5 grand, believe it or not. With everybody, all the cast and Joss and everybody. And what did I take? The shirts, boots, because they were cool.
Yeah.
The little MMA gloves I had, which were in the Serenity. That was the movie. TV show, yeah, shirts. Oh, I got one of the 2 hats, and that went for charity. So I figured, it's not really stealing if you put it up for charity. At auction, then they can't really come after you. The prop department says, well, it's with the charity now. You're gonna have to get it from them.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you about, how many scripts did you keep? All of them?
No.
I mean, how many did you keep and had signed before you had auctioned them off?
All of them.
So you, at that point, you had quite the resume. You've been a working actor for a bit. What was it about this that? Because I would presume that you didn't keep all scripts from all projects you worked on. So what was it that was going through your head that said, I want to keep these scripts, and I want to get them signed.
Yeah, I felt that the poetical nature of the writing, Joss's and Tim's vision, it was some of the best writing I'd ever seen, and I just thought, well, I'll just keep them all and put them on my bookcase, because there's going to be, 100 of them. But after a while, it's on film, and I don't need to read through it anymore, and if I could raise money for charity, I would. But it was just special.
Yeah.
It was just that special.
That's a real testament to the show, but also to the personal connection to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had done. I don't think I was in the mind frame of being, like now, we document everything, like no matter what set I'm on, I feel like it's pictures, it's just that like everyone's sort of documenting our experience, because of social media and all this stuff, Back then, I think I wasn't even aware so much that there was sort of a fan anything, the internet was still so new, at least to me. And I sort of, like, I look back and I'm like, I wish I'd taken more things than just my boots. For charity, but not my vests. My vests, I could have dumped out. I actually could have burned my vests. I would have done so.
You look great in those vests.
Oh God, I hate those vests.
They're so comfortable.
They're
so flexible.
I was so excited because we were starting to get rid of the vest, because we Joss was doing this whole progression with, I was getting, getting a little rougher, like becoming more part of the crew, and I think like last couple of episodes I got to like not wear a vest, and and then we got canceled.
Yeah. Burn them for charity. That would have been like
burn them for charity. Bonfire for charity.
Yeah. Question over here.
My name is Pixie, and my first thing I'd like to just thank all three of you for being here. You're wonderful, and we love you. Firefly. But all the DVDs, I think I've watched them at least a dozen times. But anyway, my question is for Summer. When River basically was growing up more or less, did you relate a lot to your character? Because you said you were growing up as an actor as well.
I've often said that I feel like River came along at the right time in my life, and that there was something about her rawness and her vulnerability and her unpredictability that just came together at the right time with where I was in my life, and I also drew on who I was as a person as well, and then I'd also go further and say that whenever I read something that Joss has written, I automatically have just an emotional response to it, and almost can jump on the ride and just be in the moment with the way he writes stories. But I think it was the perfect role for me, and I'm so blessed that I met Joss when I did, and that he took a chance on me, when nobody else would. And I also think that because River wasn't the best at communicating, it worked for a dancer, because I was still a full-time dancer when I booked the role, and so I was able to explore that character through her physicality first, which really was a special experience.
Well, one thing I'd like to add, Summer, is thank you for letting me see your daughter.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for meeting her.
Well, let me expand that question to Adam and Sean, just as far as things that you learned that you added to your toolbox as a performer. How did you guys grow through the course of this show?
Oh, good question.
Adam's like, no growth whatsoever.
No,
I think no learning curve at all.
we had a great prop department, and it was so rich with things. Skip Crank and the crew. So I learned to be more involved with prop work and doings, and I would whenever I would get the script, I would go to the prop department and say, okay, we need this here, we need that little tool there, an apple there, oh, can I use my dad's switchblade? So that was something that I worked towards, keeping my hands busy, because otherwise it's, just sort of, so I saw what you did back there, and it wasn't cool.
It's tough to do though. That's a skill. Some actors, I wish I could go back and learn from it again, but
Jane touched everything.
yeah. You were good at eating too.
I realized, I don't even know if I told you this, Adam. A few years ago, my amazingly delicious tornado of a son, who's now 6, just used to touch everything, and I'd be like, just stop, and I was like, what is going on? Why am I being so triggered? And I was like, oh, this is Simon reacting to Jane. Like, stop touching it, stop touching, don't touch it. Like, get out of my infirmary, stop touching it. Like, my poor son, I was like, just stop grabbing that,
That's fabulous. Your son is channeling me. So honored. And you are haunted.
But I'll echo what Summer said. Just it was just because it was such a creatively uninhibited environment. It was so safe, and you can't help but grow, right? And so I don't know if there was like one specific thing. I truly learned the essence of ensemble, right, on that show. And Cargo Bay, some of our hardest days, but funnest days, and efficient days, which was so bizarre when, we talk about like this work environment where these people came together, all of us, like, instantly loved each other as people and mutually respect each other as actors, and we just had a great time. And then the camera's rolling, and we finished our day. It's like hour-long television can go for like 16, 18, 20 hours sometimes. And Cargo Bays were just like, we got our job done, and it was. I sort of marveled at that, and we would take time to like. Joss would be like, we got to go again and get that, that blooper. Like, let's roll it again. Like, and nobody does that. It takes the time to like catch something funny on camera.
And there's Nathan still singing and joking and
right.
So,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's take one in the back over here.
Hi, my name is Ben. This is a question for mostly Summer, but anyone who might know the answer if there is one. River never interacts with Wash alone. She has interactions with all the other crew members in some variation, talking with them, wrestling with them, whatever. But she and Wash are never in a room alone together, and they never have any one-on-one interaction. I wanted to know if anybody knew if this was intentional by Josh, or if this was just because the bastards at Fox canceled the show too early.
Or because you hated Alan.
I didn't want to get too attached to him because, when you got your eye on a certain job or somebody out of the way, don't want to create that connection. So, sorry.
So Josh knew in the very first episodes how it was going to arc, and that you would end up in the pilot's chair.
He knew in his heart.
Can I say though, I've never even noticed that. So Ben, this is what I love so much about coming here and being with y'all, because you reflect things back to us that I never noticed that. Like, I think that's pretty remarkable. I'm gonna now have to go watch it all over again and see if you're right. And I'm trying to think if I had scenes with Wash.
Summer, had you noticed it? Had you noticed that before?
Well, I felt like I not particularly that I only hadn't had scenes with Wash, but there was so much more, Never mind. I wanted Joss to let me off the ship more, and I wanted to definitely interact with everybody more, and I think I definitely would have. Maybe in that animated series.
take one over here. Anyone?
This is for Adam. What was it like working on Castle where you got to torment Nathan?
You know, he's such a good sport that it's just fun no matter what sort of beats you're playing, and we're always looking for the comedy in and amongst the ethos of that show and the crime that you're having to solve. So he just rolls with it. So it was really fun for me to, you know, sort of bully him around a bit, but he's just so lovely and accepting of it, and it was great fun. I was really blessed to be able to even do that twice. I was surprised because I did it once and then I was not available, but we were able to figure out a way for me to come back and play this sort of, I don't know if you saw this character, Slaughter, on Castle, but check out the episodes, I'm funny. It was great, and the writing was fantastic, and I do a little song and dance, actually, yeah, believe it or not, and I'm not good at it.
I mean, I guess when you guest on someone else's projects, it's sort of like being a house guest in his home, and that must, I mean, there must be a sense of pride that goes along with that too. Like, atta boy, like, you know, I'm proud of you. Like, talk about that a little bit.
Well, fortunately, I mean, we've all done guest spots, and you are coming into their home, basically, and I think it's really important when we had guests on our shows or other shows that we worked on, it's really important to make sure they feel welcome, and you want to run lines, here's some coffee, just make them feel comfortable, because there's so much pressure put on the guest star, because they're really a relief valve for the regulars. It's like, okay, here's 18 pages of speechifying for you, guest star, so our regulars can sort of rest and cruise, because this is a long season. So there's a lot of pressure on them, so make them feel welcome, and that's what they did for me on Castle, and Nathan did, and a lot of the crew members were from X-Files. They had rolled over from X-Files, so I was familiar with them, so it was like, hey, they all knew me, and those that didn't know me are like, who's this frickin' guy? You know? Why do you know him so well? So then I earned my chops there, but yeah, it's a stranger in a strange land, but you know.
They were still talking about you when I guested. All good things. Yeah, they were still.
When Nathan first contacted me, he texted me and said, maybe you want to do a guest spot? It's sort of Jane Cobb meets Dirty Harry. I said, yeah, I can do that. Blindfolded.
So when I was on Castle. Oh wait, sorry, never mind.
Next question.
It's canceled.
I'm David. This sort of piggybacks off of the first question that was asked, and I don't mean to be redundant, but in addition to the animation and the fan films and all the other ways that we keep trying desperately to bring the show back, has anyone ever talked to you about doing an audio drama, like an actual modern audio drama of the show?
No. It's in Joss's hands. He controls the creativity. If you cannot do it, put pressure on him.
Do you remember Joss used to joke that we would take a circus act on the road called the Flying Thames? I really wanted to do it.
The world might be ready for it now. I think the world is ready.
Like a little Cirque du Soleil with Simon and River.
Let's take one over here.
Hi. I just want to say, Simon, thank you for bringing your kindness and integrity in the character. Thank you, Summer, for bringing in your kind of broken personality, portraying that, and the badassedness, and Jane for your crudeness and immaturity that you bring to the character. Just everything you brought to the show, thank you so much.
I don't like you anymore.
I wanted to ask if there was a favorite scene in the TV series shooting for you individually, and also in the movie, or if there was like a deleted scene that you wish had made it in.
So many. To shoot or to watch? See, this is so interesting. People ask like what's favorite episodes or favorite moments, and some of them are doing them, and then others are watching them, which is interesting. You guys wanna? I mean,
I don't recall deleted scenes.
I don't recall any of that. I don't think.
Whatever was on the page we shot was in the
I think
show.
because Joss and Tim, so knew exactly what they wanted. I don't think anything ever did make it in.
One of my favorite memory of the entire Firefly experience while shooting was the first day, I said this on another panel, first day, roll one, slate one, and it was you being tortured in that was the first day of shooting.
Yeah.
And I made sure I got there. And it wasn't so much that what you guys were doing, although it was great, it was the look on Joss's face when he called action. I made sure I wanted to see him do that because it was this redemption, resurrection quality, and he was just so happy.
Yeah.
And that was one of my favorite moments to witness, for sure.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
Top that.
I always, one of my favorite moments is when they are about to burn you at the stake. I mean, that just came out.
Where are you going?
No, I mean, I think Safe and Jamestown both are my two faves. And I loved Ariel as well. That's so funny. That's actually kind of our thing. But I just, the look of that episode, and I think that memory-wise, I think Drew Greenberg wrote that as a writer who is now one of my best friends, met on that episode. So this is where we talk about, when, as an experience, this was, kind of where we were, and he was there, and you were there, and everyone was there, and, just that moment where I have a thing with the Crucible and, the Salem witch trials, and that was just so, for me as an actor, I loved that moment where he was going to get on with her,
You just took me back when I can remember, I can feel the wind was blowing.
Yeah, oh my God, it was so windy.
Yes, that was really magical. My favorite is any scene where we were sitting at the kitchen table and Ron's laughing. That's just, those are my favorite memories.
Well, we all ask questions about favorite scenes, favorite moments, etc. But as actors, a lot of times you're putting together like a clip reel to get that next job or whatever. So what was a scene that made it into your reel?
I have never watched my reel because then I would not act again. I don't watch my reel, I gotta be honest.
I don't know. I haven't updated my reel in years. I would say that mule chase was fun. Serenity. That was great. The outtakes of that are pretty funny too. If you see it before they put in the CGI.
Yeah.
The Reaver ship's just sort of on these like big rubber wheels, kind of like.
I won't put you on the spot, all right? We can come back to that if you think of like your audition reel, yeah.
Oh, well, you're also sort of asking us to toot our own horns.
I think that's
like, I was so good in that one scene.
I think tooting is occasionally okay. I do it at least a few times a day. Yes, it was a fart joke on a Firefly Panel, yeah. Over here, I believe.
Hi, my name is Brooke, and this question is for Summer. I know you mentioned that you learned a lot, with Firefly being your first real television role. How did that transfer over then into going into your first, I think, movie with Serenity? Oh, well, I don't know how you guys felt, but I was nervous about going back onto the set because the series was such a magical environment. I didn't know if we would get get it back the same way. But we absolutely did, like you said, that first day of shooting when we were all back on set, and it just seemed like, okay, if this is a dream, just don't wake me up. I just want to get to the end. And it was just the same. It was like we had never left. And I guess the biggest difference for me from the series to the film was that I felt like Joss put a lot of trust into me and into this vision he had for River in the film, where I was going to be this, assassin. And I was training for 6 months. Joss wanted me to be able to do as many of the stunts myself as possible, and I worked really, really hard. So I felt equal parts actor and stunt person, to be honest. So that was the biggest difference.
Thank you.
The stunt coordinator guy, Chad Stahelski, was, and his crew are just amazing martial artists, action directors. Now, Chad directed John Tucker, I think. Is that the right title?
John Wick.
John Wick, that's it. John Wick. Yeah, he's the director of that. So he moved on to bigger things. I wasn't going to say better.
So talented. I think Joss could not have chosen a better person. There isn't a better person than Chad. He's so talented.
Wire work and martial arts. Yeah, it was fantastic to watch. Cool. We had a good fight scene too.
Sure did.
Didn't end well, but.
I've got a little funny story. I have these little paper dolls, magnets of the whole cast, and my daughter loves to play with them. So I was letting her play with them the other day, and I came over, and somebody's paper arm was torn off and on the ground, and it was yours.
I like those little magnets, those refrigerator magnets that you can change the head to the body.
Yes, those are the ones.
Yeah, I put them like normal, and invariably my son will change my head to Anara's body. Jane's head with a dress. It's just great. Son, what have you done?
Are there any other collectibles or things that have been released over the years that? Because I know you get sent all of these things, but anything else that you particularly keep and hold on to, that's kind of fun. I'll put that on my desk, or I'll keep that around.
I don't get sent a lot of stuff. And I don't have an action figure.
He was gesturing.
Maybe Adam will loan you one of his.
I like those Funko Pop head, bobblehead guys. Those are hilarious.
Yeah. Okay, over here, please.
Hello, my name is Wesley. I have a Firefly-themed bathroom with various small items representing each character. For example, Wash has little plastic dinosaurs, Jane's hat, and Kaylee's parasol. If you had to pick a small item that would fit in the bathroom to represent your character, what would you pick?
You sort of have the honor of asking a question I have never, ever heard before, which is pretty notable.
What the hell do you use the hat for?
No, I have a good one. They should make a nail file in the shape of my sword. Yeah, that's a good one.
Ooh, we should patent that.
You're first.
I have an idea. On your toilet seat, when it's down, it's quiet. But when you lift it up, the Firefly theme song comes on. Take my love, take You started it with that.
I can't believe we're talking about
tooting thing.
Why is it not a washcloth, by the way? Just a thought. I'll let you say with that.
Washcloth.
Oh.
Sean, these are cheap laughs.
I know, yeah.
Maybe, what? To wipe my ass with?
It could be.
That shower curtain? Yeah, I was thinking Simon's medical bag could be like a little makeup kit or a toiletry kit. Or, that's so stupid.
It'd be the best for like a shower curtain that just opens up like this, so you step on it.
Okay, yeah.
Like a shampoo cozy, like in the shower with different pockets.
Yeah, I wonder if we could do the inside of the shower sort of in the vein of the set, like like the walls of the infirmary, or, all of my little open, shut things that I had there.
Sir, I just really hope you end up on like an HGTV show at some point. And this is the theme you're working with, so. Let's take one over here.
Hi, I'm Connor, and I've got a question for Sean and Summer. You two did an incredible job of convincingly portraying siblings. Can you tell us anything you drew on for doing that? Just stories, moments when it clicked?
I mean, I've said this all the time, and you're usually not with me. I haven't seen you in a while. But the Simon River relationship for me was just like effortless. I think because you felt like you didn't know what you were doing, even though you were like extraordinary at what you were doing, I sort of felt protective of you as an actor. I also, sort of fell in love with you from like the moment I met you. So I just felt very, it was so easy. Like everything with us, I don't feel like I did anything. Truly, it was just completely, authentically what it was.
It's the exact same for me. I met him, I thought he was the most romantic character I'd ever seen in life too. And I had him on such a pedestal, and I felt very swept up in any scene that I did with Sean. And people often ask me like, what character did you like doing scenes with the most? And I have to say I was so inspired by him. And I tell the story about how when we shot the scene where you were shot, that I was crying so loudly that Joss told me I was ruining his close-up. Because he would hit me so hard. Like I felt so inspired by him. So like you said, it was effortless. I didn't have to draw on anything, and I never had a brother before. I had 2 sisters, so it's very special.
Yeah. It's very sweet.
My name is Amanda, and I have a question for all of you. Can you talk to us a little bit about your very first day on set? What were some of your thoughts or favorite memories from just that day?
Oh gosh.
I don't remember the first day.
I do.
Would you care to share with the class?
I'm trying to remember my very first day on Firefly. I think it was the scenes with Badger in and amongst that Lansdowne thing.
But we wouldn't have been there.
We had a weird recast, remember?
And that was before my time.
Oh, you weren't on. Okay.
I hadn't worked yet, and there was some early shooting with someone that it didn't work out, which is common among the shows. It's just if there's a mistake, it just changes. They call it the adjustment period. I've only been victimized once in a show that never got picked up, so it's fine. But it's a very awkward feeling. But Mike, yeah. So you were there. You had been working.
Yeah, we worked a couple days. Miranda wasn't the original Nara, and we did a few days of work, I think, and then they retooled stuff. And I remember one of my first memories, I think, is we were all sort of in between scenes, just hanging out outside the cargo bay door. So the ship was right there, and then Joss brought Miranda in, and we were all like, that was it. I remember that before really anything, before she, and then she got her costume on. She kind of sucked, and then, no, I'm just kidding. It all just worked. Yeah, I think Jewel especially, I think, had this, mind-blowing shift when Morena showed up, and they had to do those scenes going up the stairs, and there was something about the way that they walked up the stairs together that was very different than what was happening before.
One of my favorite moments early on wasn't shooting, but it was in one of the first read-throughs we had. I just decided to go for it, talk like this, and do that. And I remember Nathan's like, is he going to do it that way, Justin? So it was a constant battle of Josh sort of saying, that's too much. Don't go too deep with that thing. Yeah, bring it back a little bit.
Where did you pull the Jane voice from then?
It's just an agglomeration of, amalgamation of, different characters I've watched over the years. My dad used to take me to shoot 'em ups. Sort of Warren Oates meets Eli Wallach meets, Slim Pickens in a lower register.
Yeah. And over here, please.
Well, the kids are like, Slim who?
Hi, I'm Catherine, and my question is, if your character was going to sing karaoke, what song would they pick?
That's a great, good one, yeah.
I don't want no aggravation. The train has left the station. If you're there or not, I may not even know. Have I spoken something? Let the train blow the whistle where I go. I detest karaoke.
It's too hard. I can't really see Jane particularly enjoying it unless it was like one of those weird eccentricity type things where he would love it. No. Summer?
Man, this is such a good question. I wish I don't know. I feel like I have to do River justice here and pick the right one. I need a few months. I'll get back to you.
So I'm not gonna sleep tonight because I'm gonna be thinking about this question. So thank you. My mind just went to Simon and Kaylee singing "Islands in the Stream." Islands in the stream, that is what we are. Sail away to another world where we rely on each other.
And you're welcome, Internet. Over here, please.
Hi, I'm Dallas. Jane's hat has become so iconic. So I was wondering, did Joss or the writers just give it to you and say, wear this thing, or where did that come from?
Well, they wanted to have a care package come from Jane's mom, and they thought, well, let's give him a hat. And so they went there was a woman in the office, her name escapes me, it's been so long now, but she knows how to knit, and she knitted two, one as a backup, and that was, they loved it. They thought, oh, that's goofy looking. And when I saw the hat, I was like, oh, I'm wearing that through the whole show. Just once I have it, I'm wearing it. And there was a little push me, pull you with this. No, there's some scenes where you shouldn't have it. I said, no, and here's the reason why. Because I want to take it off in the memorial for when, what's his name dies? The guy with the thing inside him. Yeah, the message. Yeah, Tracy. Yeah, when Tracy is put to rest. So, because I thought there was just a little bit of religiosity somewhere in Jane's lizard brain that would have him do that. And when I explained that to Tim was like, "Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we'll do that." As long as you had a good explanation for a doing, you could employ that in the show. But the words you couldn't change.
Yeah. And I think we have time for one final question, so no pressure, but I know it's going to be great. It'll be right over here.
Hey guys, thank you for coming. This is amazing to have you here. And I've heard, actually it might have been one of you that said this, but that if Joss is doing something and you have the opportunity to work with him, no matter what it is, you do it. But in lieu of that, if you were going to choose any role to play next or any project to be a part of next and you could create it however you wanted, what would you do?
That's so big.
I would like to be Meryl Streep's victim in something. Whatever it is, she gets the better of me and I die a horrible death. But she's standing over me. Aha!
Or like the kind of death that helps her get that next Oscar or whatever, you know? Like, yeah.
I want to be Winona Ryder's love interest on Stranger Things.
Like the mysterious yet handsome stranger rolls into town and woos Winona. Yeah, okay.
But actually, yeah, I won't spoil it.
That's so cool. That's such a big question. I don't
That's such a
know.
good question.
I
Y'all are really smart. These
It's
are
a
good
great
questions.
question. Well, I guess part of the challenge of being an actor is trying to see yourself fit into a story maybe that you wouldn't imagine for yourself. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think it's a story that hasn't been written yet. I don't know what it is, but I hope that if I read it would scare me and maybe feel like something overwhelming and something that I wouldn't expect.
Is there any particular, may I ask, great actor, one of your hero icons that you really like would die to do a scene with or would love to be involved with? Like, mine's Meryl Streep. Clearly.
Meryl Streep's up there.
I love Betty Davis. I love, oh gosh, there's just too many. I love, some of my favorite actors are not around anymore, but I love Vivian Lee. Who's your favorite actor?
I don't know if I have one favorite.
Yeah, it changes.
I'm a huge Billy Crudup fan, and Michael C. Hall. Is also,
He's great. I love Christian Bale.
I've had the honor of working with Jason Isaacs, who is also here.
Oh, he's here.
Very intimidating. On the screen, that guy is just rock solid. He'll just stare right through you.
That's great. Cool. Well, guys, on that note, these guys will be heading back to their tables, and you should go check them out, Autograph Valley. And also, we want to thank you for being here, DragonCon. You're awesome, and please give it up for Adam